All right, so when you break it down, you look at synthesis reactions. We've been focusing in on them. Remember, it's about the special case that you're dealing with. So last one we ended up with were active metal hydroxides. So to make an active metal hydroxide, we need an active metal oxide and water. Those will combine to give us the active metal hydroxide. Now, today, we pick up quite possibly your favorite ones. We're going to do oxides and nonmetals. And here's the beautiful thing with oxides and nonmetals. They're going to react with water to produce your favorite oxy acids.
Well, I don't really like them, Mr. All.
Well, yeah, I know not everybody would like them, but the most majority of people enjoy them. So, here's kind of what this looks like. Is we can start with a
Can we do studies on Mason?
sulfur trioxide. No, that's illegal.
Can you believe that I got COVID 2 times in 1 month?
Actually, no, I don't believe that.
I don't believe it either, but the doctor was confused as well.
I think they lied. I think they're trying to sabotage you. Stop going to that
All right,
doctor.
so if I got sulfur trioxide,
Plus sulfur, never mind.
I think the doctor.
then what this will actually produce for us is
Sulfur, I don't know.
sulfuric acid.
What?
So to get the chemical formula down, we have sulfur trioxide is SO3 plus H2O. Go to sulfuric acid. Ic acid comes from 8, so sulfate is what we're looking at. So I have sulfate, which is SO2 minus. You all got that to memory, right? So sulfuric acid is H2SO4.
I don't like that it's 4. It feels like if you're gonna like be the root, you shouldn't be 4. That's too much. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you know what? I kind of agree with that. Differences aside.
How do you know that it's
fair.
H2? Is it just because it says H2O in the beginning?
No,
It
it's because
balances
it's
out.
Yeah,
acid.
so it's got to do with water.
Oh, it balances out.
Oh, you're talking over here.
Yeah, yeah.
The charge.
Okay.
The charge tells you.
It's swip swap.
It's we switch one.
Sulfur.
Whoa.
All right, we got to check balance. So we have sulfur, hydrogen, and oxygen.
Water.
Other side we have sulfur, hydrogen, oxygen. I want to remind you guys also I will not be here tomorrow.
You better come here.
Mr. All.
My
Why?
That
wife
was a threat.
has a doctor's appointment and we have to take Hannah to have an allergy test done. So
You could be here.
I'll be up and ready. I'll come with you, Mr. Hall.
thanks so much. You're not invited.
Rude.
I'll just.
All right, on the reactant side I have 1 sulfur, 2 hydrogen, 4 oxygens. On the product side I have 1 sulfur, 2 hydrogens, and 4 oxygens.
Wow.
So we're already balanced.
Say, look at that.
That's awesome.
Here's the way of looking at this, okay?
I can't decide if I hate that or like that.
I like it.
Alright.
Here's how I try to explain it to everybody and lay it out simplistic for everyone. Is what will happen is we will take the oxygen from the waters
Holy moly.
and add to the non-metal oxide.
That makes 4.
Good job, Mason.
Okay?
Oh, you just can't.
Alright, Mr. All, I'm ready for the test.
We're not there yet.
I'm ready to split an atom now.
I can like,
I'm ready to be the first person alive and ever in history and in the future to destroy an atom.
really?
I'm
I'm-
Like,
Mr. Hall, I'm ready for the AP Kid test. I will be the fourth person to
You're
get
definitely
it.
not
You're
ready
gonna
for
want
that.
to look at
Mr. All, I'm going to Mars.
I'm gonna go.
Dale, if you would actually come in the morning, I would look and say, yeah, you could do that, but they would schedule you and say, launch time's gonna be at 8 AM. You'd be like, okay, and you'd get up and be like, oh, it's 8:10.
Hey, they can wait. We'll wait till tomorrow.
I want to build my big 20-floor mansion on Jupiter.
Yeah.
Cliche idea.
Jupiter's a gas planet, there's no land there.
Yeah, there is.
I'm gonna make
Yes.
land there. I'm gonna like.
All right, so Mr. Hall needs help with a synthesis reaction
If you go past the gas, there's like stone.
to create
frat boy haircut.
Why would you wanna live on
With a
a
name
stone
like
in a
Eli?
huge gas
I
plant?
don't know, but like, I wouldn't wanna live on anything, like, wait, is it Neptune or, I can't remember.
I'm not original.
I didn't pass
I'm
astronomy.
not.
I don't know why I'm so good at defending this
So
actually.
you agree?
Wait.
Excuse me?
I am original.
All right, Mr. Hall needs help with the synthesis reaction to create barium
Mr. Hall,
hydroxide.
You're the teacher.
Give me a complete chemical equation to create barium hydroxide.
Why am I the one doing this? You're the teacher here.
Mr. Hall, why do you need help?
He forgot his wings are home.
I forgot how to make metal hydroxide. And then along with that, Mr. Hall also needs help with the synthesis reaction to create
Why don't you just search it up on YouTube? Goodness.
carbonic
Well, I'm trying to.
acid. Give me a proper chemical equation to create carbonic acid. I know you may need some time to still write those down, so I'm gonna give you 4.5 minutes to work these. Hey, you can go ahead and work these together in your groups, don't worry about trying them on your own. You can work together, okay? Hey Siri, start a timer for 4.5 minutes.
I hear somebody that's mad tacky right now.
Crazy
tacky right now.
No, you don't?
Lord
I
have
see that
mercy,
version.
that tack.
Your face is really
Oh, right here.
Lord, that tack.
What? Oh, you gonna help?
Yeah.
Give me a little.
You officially
Well,
ruined my day. Are you happy?
This second.
Oh.
They ruined
Who
your
is
whole-
talking so tackily? Lord.
I can't focus with that voice.
That
That's here, bro.
voice, bro.
A bearing
Um.
Just bearing oxide.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
Yes, is as good as mine.
Mine is a,
What is
a synthesis reaction? Why you get barium oxide?
Don't want to.
Synthesis reaction.
I am
Potassium. Like this is an
gonna
example.
cry.
Potassium hydroxide. Which
Are you getting barium oxide?
is.
Alright, I'll give up.
Mr. Hall, you just made me
Girl, how do
so
you figure
thirsty.
out what this number, what this is?
You just say,
EA.
girl, how do you figure this number? That's what it's like.
H.
So
O2.
it'd be barium plus
No.
water, right?
Barium oxide plus water to get you barium
Barium,
hydroxide.
correct. Hydroxide, not correct. What's hydroxide?
I don't know how do you tell it. Is that
That's a
what?
polyatomic
He's,
ion.
Oh,
he's,
okay.
he's
No, it
making
makes
us
sense.
confused, guys. Go back a page.
I
That would make sense.
wanna-
It's the one thing that I didn't know.
This was.
Barium.
It's so true.
Oh my God.
Sorry I ever doubted you, Kinsey.
It's alright. I'm used to it.
Hydrogen plus that one thing where it gives it like iod, right?
How do you always
Why do
miss?
kids freak out when I come home?
Because I don't want you to
I'm
snoop
probably
it.
gonna,
Alert.
I just would.
I should definitely send you some pictures.
It's like instantly everyone feels pressure.
I don't know what it is, bro.
How do you always miss, like, the days we go over the new stuff?
Bro, the doctors lying to me, I swear they are. You know, they even told me that there's a new law where like you don't quarantine yourself for COVID, but they're like, but don't come back till Monday because we contacted the board, but we got no reply. They're crazy, Mr. Hall.
What did you get?
They're out for me.
So like they would know if you would have got,
What do you mean?
did you have any symptoms?
The only symptom I had was
Oh,
congestion.
BAO plus H2O.
And I told them like, hey, I feel fine. I think I'm like immune to COVID or whatever.
Take some congestion meds and come to school.
I haven't no square. I was fine. I was just like, I got COVID. What do I do? Do I come and get everybody sick or?
There's 2 of
Oh,
them.
no,
I would not be upset at that, Mr. Mason.
You know what? I should have came. You guys need a
We
break.
got a ball.
If I have to do another, oh no, I didn't do
Going to the
homework.
next one. Homework.
Yeah,
Mr. Hall, please do not move on. I figured out my mistake. Just give me a little bit.
yeah, you have your psychology board.
Man, you got a minute.
No.
Yeah.
What?
I'm going over to the,
Uh-oh.
Today?
we've been doing
We've been
it.
doing it,
I think your name got drawn.
yeah, like twice.
Oh.
You are lucky,
Whoa.
huh? Psychology.
My Dwayne Johnson board is still like, I just need to color it. That's it. Forgot about it.
This doesn't seem right, I'm doubting myself
you
now.
done?
Now, let me see your paper.
I'm pretty sure I know how to do this somehow.
Were you nervous?
I'm not done.
I don't
No, he wants to cheat off me after he slandered me.
I hear someone tacky talking again.
Mason, please have this argument with me whenever
Mason. Uh-oh.
Are you choosing me because I don't know what I'm doing?
Pretty much. Run it down to Crystal Thomas's room to my wife.
What number? That's not.
It's right down at the end of this hall.
Oh, okay.
Send a message to my wife.
Where's he going?
-6.
We got rid of him.
7, 8, 9.
He's running a
Praise the
backpack to my
Lord.
wife.
I thought you just had enough for class.
I mean, I ain't being whatever, but let's just be honest.
This
Does
does
he
not.
have any clue what's happening right now?
Please give
No.
me
No, he
Can
asked
you
me
tell
what
the
sentence it
message,
was.
please?
No, I'm not finished.
Can you, what is carbonic acid?
Mason is on his way with it.
Something tells me I did this wrong because I got
Will it
H10CO3.
always be with the trioxide?
Is that
oxide
not correct?
Of nonmetals with H2O, will it always be
What is carbonic
trioxide?
acid?
Or do I need to
How do you
figure
figure that out?
It's carbonate.
Oh, never mind, I was.
How do you?
I think I can figure it out.
Carbonate, the acid.
Okay, Dale, see, we're gonna have a, like, come to Jesus meeting right now. What happens is you just chill and coast, and then whenever it's time for a quiz, you're like, I'm not ready. So you miss the quiz,
Mhm.
and then you come, and if you haven't figured out, we build on top of everything.
Mhm.
That's nomenclature. You should be taking carbonic acid and breaking that down.
Yeah, it's carbon.
All that is nomenclature.
Well, it's carbon ick, and I was like, ick is 3, so I got carbon, oxygen
Ick is 3.
right? Is that
No,
not right?
ick, acid comes from
I don't think
8.
I'll be able to do that.
So you have to replace ick acid with 8.
That's not what I wrote in my notes, Mr. Hall.
ATE8, not the number.
ATE8. ATE. Did I write that? Let's see.
Carbonate is
I did write that. I'm just dumb and read this wrong.
3 minus, right?
And then Dale, it's like, you literally were looking at me like barium hydroxide. It's like H2O, right?
Yeah.
No,
Word?
No,
actually,
hydroxide is a potassium compound.
I said HO2 actually, Mr. Hall.
Oh, HO2. So sorry, Dale. Still yet, the point's been proven. Like, here's the thing. This is why I give the warnings I give. Nomenclature was important for the rest of this class because now you're seeing it. If you cannot figure out what barium hydroxide is, you cannot figure out what carbonic acid is, it doesn't matter if you know what a synthesis reaction is.
Yeah,
You're in trouble.
I can do the synthesis reaction after I figure out what that is. So that's, I gotta do the number.
I guess we're seeing that Dale's gonna have to go home and do some study.
Well, I gotta do studying. Well, I gotta do it.
It's got blinded with water.
I gotta do an essay today, Mr. Roll, and then I gotta do math tomorrow, and then I gotta do biology the next day. And then after that, I'll probably have something else to do, but if I don't, then I'll study Mr. Roll, I swear.
I have to see where the priorities are.
No.
Alright, here you go.
I'm
Mr.
sorry,
Hall
Mr.
needs
Hall.
help with synthesis reaction, so I'm combining two things together and I'm creating barium hydroxide. So in order to look at this, barium hydroxide is bonded together. We have barium, which comes from the column 2, the second column on the periodic table.
That's not B.
If we look at the barium in the second column of the periodic table, we have a 2+ charge.
Then don't.
I was like, what's going on?
Always bickering.
Hydroxide,
So tan.
my friends, is a polyatomic ion, is OH negative.
Oh man.
It's OH negative.
It's true.
Now what do we got to do? We got to cross the charges over. So the 1 comes over for the
Oh my
barium,
God, you're taking this.
and the 2 comes over for the hydroxide, giving me the Ba
Yeah.
OH for 2.
How have I been so stupid?
Okay? You got to remember we have to have multiple of the hydroxides, which means we have to have the parentheses.
I got it right.
If not,
Told me the wrong.
then you're wrong. Now,
Listen well enough.
I'm trying to create this, so that clearly is my product.
This is driving me. I don't like this accent, Mr. Roll.
I like it.
So,
Stop being on the edge.
I,
Then
this
don't depend
product,
on me. I don't know.
we have to think about the reactants we'll have in order to create it. Now, the synthesis reaction, so we know we're gonna combine two things together. Now comes the chemistry.
Sorry.
So it's barium hydroxide. So look at barium. Barium's in the second column. So barium is what we would call an active metal.
You were giving me.
So what this is an active metal hydroxide.
Oh my goodness.
If I want to create an active metal hydroxide, then I have to have two things. First is a metal hydroxide, is a metal oxide, sorry. Metal oxide.
Man.
And the second thing I need is water.
Yeah.
Speaking of water, I'm kind of thirsty.
So, the metal oxide, okay, what metal are we using? We're using barium, so it's going to be Ba. And it's 2+, so that's the charge in the barium. Oxide is O2 negative.
Mr. Roll, if I got this right, I'll give $1 billion.
So I have
Charity
O2
of your choice.
negative. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, so what we'll end up with is BaO.
Yes. Please.
Then we have water, which is H2O.
Come on.
And then from here we have to check balance, okay? I'll break it down. That's balance. It's actually already balanced. Okay? I think you can check balance. I'm not so worried if you can check or not check balance. What I want to know is, can we get here? Can we get this? Is that difficult? Is it hard? Absolutely. But that's chemistry. It's a challenge in class. I sent an email last night offering, at Wyoming East they actually allow sophomores to take chemistry. I emailed Miss Endicott last
Hey,
night,
look.
asking her if we could do it.
They let sophomores at, I forgot what, I think it's Mingo that take AP classes. What's
Yeah,
crazy?
I think
Good.
it's sophomore you can take like AP Psych Ed.
Yeah.
Good.
If I took my AP classes last year, I would be dead right now,
Some
Mr. Ross.
freshmen
I wish
get-
I took
some
them last year,
fresh-
so I-
Some kids would look at you and tell you that any class you take with me is an AP class.
Well, I mean, this class is harder than my AP classes. It's just, I just don't, the AP classes have too much work outside of.
Yeah, it's
It's
just homework.
just annoying,
So I
busy,
think at
tedious
one
work.
point freshman year.
And the
it's
work's not
really
even
hard
that,
for
like, it's just
as a
boring.
freshman.
Like,
What?
I gotta
I'm
make
sorry to hear that.
It's hard to
APUS is
make
hard. I don't
English
care what
hard,
you
but
guys
they're
say.
trying to,
Alright.
but it's not
What?
because we
APUS
know how to
is-
speak and write English. But they're
What?
trying, they really are.
A push number two.
It's gotta be, it's bad.
Okay, now we go to the other spectrum. So we've made a base.
I didn't do this.
Now let's
one.
make an acid.
Wait, before you move on, is that any metal? Like any metal at all? Is it like any metal with like,
Just add.
Left side.
Active metal.
is that any one?
Where are the active metals, Dale?
I know, but is it just any?
Where are the active metals, Dale?
I'm gonna guess the first and second row, Mr. Rawl.
Columns, not
Or
rows.
column, yeah.
Columns are up, down,
Okay,
okay?
This is scandalous.
I remember. Well, I remembered when he said that. Where are they? And I was like, oh my gosh, never
I'm
mind.
gonna throw stones
Yeah.
at you.
I figure that's one of those, if I just tell you,
Yeah.
you're not gonna remember.
Hey, don't
Alright.
call me schizo on TikTok, please, anymore, okay?
What are
I'm
you
not
talking about? I
Carbonic
never did that.
acid. Here's the key. We want to make carbonic acid, but we want to first figure out the chemical formula for carbonic acid.
I already got
Work
it.
backwards. Ic acid comes from 8, so we're looking at carbon 8. That's actually the root ion for the oxyanion. So carbonate, you all can just roll that off to me. What's carbonate?
CO3, 3 minus.
Close.
Darn!
CO3 2 minus.
It's the
So
worst thing
CO3
ever.
2 minus, that is carbonate. So that's what, it's carbonate, but we want to make it into ic acid, so we have to put what first?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen.
Two of them.
And I need 2 because the charge is 2 negative, and that erases the charge. Alright? So now I have H2CO3. And that's what we're trying to produce.
So,
So if I'm ever going to make an oxyacid, there's 2 things I have to have.
hydrogen.
First, non-metal oxide.
Hydrogen
Second,
for 500.
water.
Oh my god, bro.
We just did it,
Oh, water.
okay?
Well, water has hydrogen in it.
So, the non-metal oxide, remember, take the oxygen from the water. We combine the oxygen from the water with the non-metal oxide. So in that
That's
case,
ridiculous.
work backwards.
Uh,
We have carbonic acid. Taking oxygen from the carbonic acid, what are we left? We're left with carbon dioxide. Yes? Very good.
Wait, do that again? I was thinking.
We take the oxygen from the carbonic acid
he didn't move his hand like that.
and we move and we place it. One less oxygen, we have carbon dioxide.
Yes.
Because of the water? Is that why we do that?
Where'd that oxygen go?
Because the oxygen will add to it.
Okay.
This is H2O.
And is that for any circumstance?
For this circumstance, making, this is when non-metal oxides and water combine in a synthesis reaction. They're going to combine and they're going to make a non-metal acid, also known as oxyacids.
So
I think this is one.
This sucks.
Okay, so for a non-metal acid, you need H2O. Is that what you're saying when you're synthesizing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is.
What's the other thing you need?
Hydrogen
You need
water.
the non-metal.
All metal
Oxide.
oxide.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here's the thing, here's what will help you. This is why I'm breaking these things down. Metal oxide, water, make a active metal hydroxide. That's why I break the classifications down before we actually do the chemical equation.
Man.
This becomes easy if you get this stuff. Active metal oxide and water will make active metal hydroxide. That's what you need to memorize. Eli?
Okay, I see carbonic acid, and I assume it's carbonate, so it has to be CO3. But then we change that in the formula, so would it no longer be carbonate?
Keep talking.
I mean, we change it from CO3 to CO2, so it's not carbonate.
You're looking at different things.
That's good.
You're taking and looking at the product, and then you're looking at reactants. This, all this right here, was so that we could get the formula for carbonic acid. That was review of nomenclature. So that's what we're trying to do here. But I'm making you work backwards. I don't have to give you the reactants and make you go to the products. I can give you the product and make you go to the reactants. You have to be able to go either way.
I have a question, another one. So, did you literally just, in algebraic terms, take away 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen from carbonic acid to get CO2? Is that actually what happened?
Yeah, but don't look at it as you're taking the hydrogen away. Take the oxy anion, take an oxygen from it to go to the water. Because sometimes over here, like, if I did this, to help answer your question. Let's say I made nitric acid. Okay, so nitric acid, anion for that is nitrate. Okay, so if I do that, what 2 things must I have?
H2O and non-metal oxide.
Okay, so H2O and a non-metal oxide. So take an oxygen from here. So instead of NO3, it's NO2. So nitrogen dioxide plus water. Because here's why I'm saying watch. This now isn't balanced. So I didn't take 2 hydrogens from here.
Right.
So now I gotta balance this. So I stick a 2 in front of there, but then it changes everything else up. Where probably should not give you that.
No, I'm ready.
So, I won't answer Mr. This. He's gonna make fun of me.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, Dale.
I'll beat you up.
So, with the oxygen, is it always like, is there always 2 oxygen with the, with the element? Like CO2, NO2, is it always like that?
No,
No?
no.
Okay.
Hang on, that's a good question.
I keep on adding 2 for oxygen, so we have to oxygen to water.
This is really bad example. Should not go do that. Sorry.
It's wrong.
Well,
Yeah, that
we
one
can't
is-
leave it
I
unfinished.
proved 1 point, but then I created a mess.
No,
And I'm not gonna dig any deeper into this mess, okay?
I get the vibe. I'm picking up where you're putting down.
I'm taking the mess away.
Vibe mess. Thank you.
Seth Floyd warned me of that as chemistry teachers. He told me, he said, the most dangerous thing we do is whenever we get in a class and we're trying to explain something, so we just come up with something to explain it. So we make problems all the time. Like one time he created a
Getting in there, huh?
He was trying to explain an acid-base calculation to the kids, so he just threw some numbers out, and he had an acid that calculated to have a basic pH.
Oh.
And then it was like, oh man, I messed up here. So then he had to inform the kids at that point, then the regular ionization of the water would take place.
Is that what the whole because it was like impossible to balance? Not impossible, but difficult to balance?
Yeah, let's just go with that. All right, so I have one more synthesis reaction to give you. Then after that classification, we go to decomposition reaction. Like I told you, synthesis and decomposition are the two hard ones. All right, so decomposition, we're going to have tons of things going on with it. Be mindful of that, be watchful. Okay? I will not be here tomorrow. I'll be coming with you. Wednesday, it is a 3-hourly dismissal. We are having morning classes, so we will be having this class. You need to be here. We will start in decomposition reactions then. And this Friday, I know we did s'mores last Friday, but we're gonna have a lab this Friday.
Oh, yay!
Okay? If I do not change my mind, I need you to listen to me carefully. This Friday's lab, if we do the one that I have in my mind, it is dangerous. It is what I like to call real boy chemicals. Okay? So on Friday, no contact, extreme caution, no goofing around whatsoever. I will not, on Friday I will not like mess around. You will see me. You guys have seen me during your labs. I will wear goggles and I will have gloves.
Should I wear a short sleeve?
Because I am going to be pouring an extremely strong acid. If we do the lab, I'm thinking about doing it. So I need you to listen.
That sounds awesome.
And I need you to be serious. Okay?
Do I need to wear a short sleeve?
Dangerous. Very dangerous. If this acid gets on you, it will scar you for life. So.
What should
Good
we
to
wear?
know.
Like, should we, like Mason said, I don't imagine.
You wear normal clothes. There's a reason, like, here's the thing, I'm the one pouring the acid. Like, I won't let you pour the acid. It's that strong. Like, I will keep it in the fume hood and I will pour the acid.
But is it good lab practice to come in with short sleeves and shorts?
What you guys are wearing right now is fine, just don't wear something super baggy.
Gotcha.
Okay? It's just one of those, just be very, very cautious and listen to me carefully when I'm telling you to do certain things. Okay? And let me, I will be announcing to you, I'm coming with acid, which means everybody needs to be looking at me. Don't be like, don't bump me, don't nothing, because if it gets on anybody, it's going to hurt bad. So I'm the only one that gets to pour the acid. Besides that, I'm the one taking all the risk factor as long as you guys are like just being adults. Like if you're sitting back there and you decide that, like, I look and say, you know, hey, I'm coming with acid. Oh gosh! Woo! Everybody back up! Come on with some acid. If you do that, prepare yourself. I'm probably going to chew you up one side, spit you out the other so bad.
Pour the acid on it.
Miss Steffi's gonna come over here wondering what in God's green earth is going on. And them in the office are gonna be calling down and wonder what's happening.
Shut up.
Do not let her do the lab.
I will let you guys do that. But I want you to know that. Like, I'm telling you this because it's like
This is not the regulation.
every step that I'm telling you on Friday, I need you to listen carefully to because it's very important. I will also tell you this. This is the one lab that will probably, it gets you ready for titrations because it's the one lab that's going to get on your
Is
last
that when
nerve.
the solutions turn pink?
That's titrations.
Oh my goodness. That's
Are
the
we-
cute part of chemistry.
Yeah, we are, my goal is to get there, but
Shut up.
we are running short on time.
That's awesome.
And that's why I'm kind of rolling through some stuff. You guys, I will say this, out of everybody, even with the snow, like that whole week and a half of snow that just killed us, you guys are ahead of everyone.
That's awesome.
What are we gonna be doing with you guys?
I mean, like-
Just like,
Your reaction.
Oh.
Popping kids to
You
pin
just told me
foster.
I'm gonna die. It's
Like my
not
bio
bad.
classes, I now have a bio class.
I was like,
Couple
no, I
bio
didn't.
classes
He's like,
with
yeah, you
kids.
did. No, I
We could
didn't.
rework 10 of those kids' schedules, put them in a biology class together and open them in
Yeah.
a class. Which,
And if you
if
start
we have physics, which I think you guys will ask for physics, then I think you'll end up,
Oh, yeah.
they'll have to do that anyway. But if I can have a chem, an AP chem, and a physics, oh, it'd be wonderful.
I think even if you have like 2 or 3 starting out, I mean, eventually the numbers are gonna climb. Right, that's the way I see it.
Here's how I'm looking at it, is it's all about the kids of,
So
what do you need for your career?
AP chemistry.
And that's the thing, like, and I mean, I don't say it to embarrass her or nothing, but Jada Thornsberry and Caden Vance are perfect examples. They're looking and saying, we're gonna be pharmacists.
Oh.
You're not even in chem. It's like, I'm gonna need your help. Well, you can sign up for it next year. Says, nah, I'm just gonna like go take it to college and come back and get your help. I'm like, you have no idea. Like, this isn't a, let's sit and have a 30-minute conversation and you got it.
sulfate is.
Okay.
42 minus plasmid, S2O3 2 minus.
So we need to finish up synthesis reactions, that, and we're gonna start in on decomposition reactions. I know you guys probably feel like you're in the wrong room. First off, you can see a demonstration table, counter, top. It actually needs cleaned, and my desk. I actually cleaned them, and then I cleaned my board. I was like, wow. Kids are in here as I was wiping the board clean, looked and went, oh my gosh. I said, yeah, it's been about a month. And I say, I like old school. All right. So here is another interesting one that we can get to. So a specific scenario situation with synthesis reaction. And I don't want you to freak out. I will give you plenty of practice on this. I want to say I have 3 practice sheets created with this. Hopefully you guys didn't struggle with the balancing sheet. I really don't think I need to take that up. I think you're good. Yeah. But we have a synthesis reaction between metal oxides and non-metal oxides. Combine to make salts. This is where everything is confusing for you, because what you've heard as salt is not what you're thinking. You're thinking of like salt as table salt, which table salt falls under this category, but salts are just cations bonded with something with a negative charge. So, good example of this so that we can get into our lovely decomposition reactions today is, let's say for example we had calcium oxide and sulfur dioxide. So what will happen here is that these things are going to combine together. So a synthesis reaction will take place. And it's like before, like what we were dealing with whenever we had the oxy acid So the oxides, the non-metals with water, the oxygen from the water would add with the non-metal oxide. So what we're kind of going to do, we're going to take oxygen from our metal oxide here, and we're just going to add it here. But here's the key: calcium sticks. So what we're going to do is we make a polyatomic ion. That's like the negative charge part here. So when you look at sulfur dioxide, it's SO2. If I add a third oxygen, I get SO3. But now SO3, we're making this into a polyatomic ion. So remember that sulfate is SO4 2 minus. Right, Dale?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got that? You got that right on your.
Biosulfate is S2O3 2 minus as well, Mr. All. And then you're gonna go from there to get on
Why are
here.
you doing biosulfate?
Bio, I have that one written down.
Oh, I thought you said biosulfate.
Is bio one?
Is that a real chemical?
Is that a real one?
I didn't think it was.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, what the word? Biosulfate. So SO4 2 minus. So the 2 minus is the charge of the sulfur, of the sulfur-containing polyatomic ions. Then we have SO3 2 minus, which is one less than the root ion, which is what?
Sulfite.
Sulfite. I love those rules, right?
Can I have that test while you're going over this real quick?
Are you seriously kidding me? What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to stick you over with Miss Steffi.
Oh, are you gonna be doing this? I don't wanna go over there.
I'm teaching, Dale. This is chemistry.
I mean going over this like, oh, I guess you were gonna go over this the whole time.
Now here's the thing with this. We have to bring the metal over here with it. So it's like the metal is calcium. So we'll have calcium sulfite.
Are you in Canada to the office?
Gotta love that calcium sulfite. Yeah. So if we look at calcium, calcium Ca2 plus, sulfites SO3 2 minus. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. So we'll get CaSO3. Now we just gotta finish writing everything out. Calcium is 2 plus, oxide is 2 negative. Sulfur dioxide spells it out for us, SO2. So what we have is CaO plus SO2 reacts and yields calcium sulfite. And you go ahead and check it, and it is balanced. Because that's just how it works now.
The way it is.
Just the way it
Yeah, I
is.
love the fact that we're doing new stuff and you're focusing on like the really old stuff. The stuff that is like foundation for this.
I feel like I can understand. Well, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
How
Remind
much?
me of a best friend I once had, Dale, that he looked and said, I work best under pressure.
I hate the saying.
What the world,
I
man?
have a friend who will look at me all the time and say, oh, pressure makes diamonds, and it makes me want to scream.
Yeah, he said it. He said the same thing.
Bull crap.
How much of what you've gone over so far would you also go over in physics up to Vesper?
In physics? No.
None?
No.
Completely new material?
I mean, physics is if I throw this football this high and this far, how fast it goes.
I mean, sometimes they mess with electrons.
Physics.
This is what you're
Yeah,
going to deal
like
with. The physics we're going to
quantum.
deal with is like beginning physics. Like what we deal with in the physics 1 class is kinematics. I wish we would offer a physics 2 class here. Because
They
physics
don't?
2,
It's so much cooler.
physics 2 is electricity, magnetism, electromagnetism, lens, refraction.
In other words, the cool stuff.
Yeah, like theory of relativity. We'll go over special theory of relativity. And then in there you can get in like some electron stuff. But for the most part, not really.
Are you qualified to teach an AP physics class?
No,
So you need like,
I have to go to a training. I'd actually have to go take the physics test, pass the praxis for the test. Because when I was at Marshall, whenever I went for my junior evaluation, the lady looked at me and said, "You understand you're gonna be here for 6.5 years if you stay on the program you're on." I said, "Excuse me? For my bachelor's? Isn't that a 4-year degree?" She said, "Yes."
Mr. Hall?
"Why?" I said, "Because you have to take all these physics classes with this." I said, "So what's the best course of action we got, Chief?" She said, "Well, here's what we can do. If you'll keep your 18 hours the way you're doing it every semester, drop the physics certification. Legislation's passing a law that you could actually pass the test, get certified in it. So you can still get the physics certification later on if you want, but you first have to have a teaching license. So let's get you here, finish your chem out because you took tons of chemistry classes. We'll get you your chemistry certification, get you out of here in 5 years." I said, "Can we not do better than that?" Said, "No, unfortunately, that's our best course of action. It's either 5 years or 6.5 years." I said, "Well, 5 years is nice. I'd like to at least work."
You should study real hard this summer. Take it and we'll all take physics too. Physics too.
It don't matter, because what they'll do, I had 30 kids that requested an AP Chem class 2 years ago, and I didn't give it to them because I was not AP Chemistry certified because I haven't went to the training yet. But here's the fun one. Here's what's going to make you love the education system we're in. Guess what class I was teaching?
You were teaching AP Bio.
AP Bio. Guess who's not biology certified? Guess who wasn't invited to the meeting because I would have brought common sense into the room and said, "Are y'all kidding me? Like y'all are saying this, but I literally do this."
I would take physics 2 over physics 1. I'm sorry. I don't.
No, I understand.
I think
I understand.
I think physics 2 sounds so much cooler than
All right, so decomposition reaction, we have
it's play. I wrote this out. I think
AX
the distance of this, like somebody goes 20 miles per hour.
break apart to A plus X. So in other words, we have one thing that's going to decompose and break apart into two things. Here's an important detail that goes with decomposition reactions. We look at decomposition reactions normally require the input of extra energy. The only way we'll see this is it takes place if we put energy in. So good forms of energy that we can use are heat and electricity. I misspelled electricity, I'm sorry. I feel like I can never spell it right.
No, that's right.
Sweet. I spelled the word right. Pack it up. We're calling it a day. Celebration. I'm kidding. They're about far behind. We got to keep moving. All right. So first thing, here is the second set that is difficult. Okay. This is hard. This is difficult. Synthesis and decompositions are the two hard ones because of the special cases. So you have to know the special cases. It sucks. I get it. Nothing we can do about it. Okay? So the first type we're going to look at is decomposition of binary compounds. Spell it out better, Kevin. So decomposition of binary compounds. So the key to this is remember what a binary compound is. All binary compounds are What is a compound with two things bonded? Or a compound made of two things. Two things / two elements. So a good example of this is if we took mercury, 2 oxide, and if we took the mercury 2 oxide and we heat it, so I can add in some heat, it's going to break apart. It's going to break into two things. What two things do you think it's going to break into?
Probably mercury and oxygen. There's no hydrogen.
So it's going to break apart into mercury and into oxygen. Da, da, da.
So you get rid of the stock system new ones after the.
Because at that point, like, you really don't need, where mercury's just by itself, you don't really need to know the charge.
Alright, so this is really simple,
So
but it's not supposed to be.
mercury 2 oxide, so mercury 2 is Hg 2 plus, oxide is O2 negative. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, or you can say the 2's come down and we simplify those. So it's HgO. Add some heat to that bad boy, and we'll get mercury, which is Hg. And we'll get some oxygen, which is O2, because oxygen is a diatomic. Very nice. So to balance this out, you tell me what to do.
Put a 2 in front of the mercury oxide,
So 2 in front of mercury oxide.
and then put a 2 in front of the mercury on the other side.
Done? Simple enough, right?
Yeah, except you're lying, it's gonna get really hard in a second.
It will. What makes these hard are the cases. This is an easy case. Binary compound. Just break it apart.
Probably.
It's that simple.
Oh my goodness. Everything funny acids. I saw.
Okay, Mr. All, I think I'm ready.
Well, the chemistry world is
What?
really toxic.
The test.
Yeah, you know it's 7:54, right?
No, I did not know that. I swear it was like 15 minutes.
It's 7:54 and you got college classes in a little bit.
Rubbing alcohol.
It's
And they were like,
Wednesday.
"Oh, you just rubbing alcohol in a lab.
We have the-
Someone, like,
And it's half a day.
touched
Oh,
hydrochloric
Mr. Hall, this is
acid in her
terrible.
hand, and it was like.
This is what happens, Dale, when you get behind.
Like a sample of it,
No,
and
It doesn't go
was like-
away.
if we didn't have this
You
class
guys,
first
yeah, my
period,
hand was
I'd be fine.
So
I
my
just
hand
put it-
felt
I thought I'd have time.
Dale, I love you, but if you had this class second period, you would miss 2 classes on the day that we had
No, no, no,
quizzes.
Mr. All. I would come in here every day.
So you're telling me it's just a coincidence
on
that
time.
you miss days that we have quizzes?
No, because I didn't.
You're here for days that we don't have quizzes, and then it's like days like today, you're sitting here missing the material of today to try and study for a quiz that you're missing when this material is gonna be on a quiz. Do you see like the
But
lack
Mr.
of
All,
knowledge here
you have to study for the quiz to take the quiz. So I'm studying for the quiz
at home
to take the
is where you study?
I did.
Mr. Oliver,
Honestly, I just was like, I'll
hydrochloric
warm up a
acid,
little
how
bit
bad would
here.
it hurt?
If you what?
Touched hydrochloric acid, how bad would it
It's
hurt?
about how strong it is, so it's something called molarity,
Uh-huh.
how strong.
I
Like your
wasn't
lab.
given that variable. I saw something where apparently like the branches of chemistry really like bullying each other. So like some people were freaking out because they accidentally touched rubbing alcohol in their lab. Which is like, don't touch your stuff, but it's just rubbing alcohol. Someone intentionally got a sample of hydrochloric acid out with their bare hand, no glove, anything. And when asked like how bad did it hurt, he's like, oh, my hand felt spicy, so I don't know what that means.
It's bad. It's like really bad.
And he seemed pretty cool about it, so.
I will say it this way, hydrochloric acid is actually the acid we're gonna use Friday for the lab. I'm pretty sure that's the lab we're gonna do on Friday. I hate it, and I will have the fume hood on because I hate hydrochloric acid because we have to use such strong, like the acid that we used on Friday is stronger than the acid in your stomach. That's how strong.
Oh.
Okay, like, it will hurt. But the thing that is bad about this, it reacts with water in the air, and it releases vapors. And when you see the white cloud that comes off of this, you'll know why I have it in the fume hood.
So if those fumes touch my hand, would it have the same effect as if I dipped my hand in it? Or
Yeah.
not good?
You talking the liquid or the cloud?
The cloud.
Oh, no, the cloud's not, no. You just breathe the cloud in and it feels like you breathed in razor blades.
Oh.
It's
Awesome.
very
Awesome.
enjoyable. I experienced it when I was student teaching. My supervising teacher at Huntington High School had me do it with his kids, and he did not warn me.